Welcome back to Franco Fridays. I've got a review for the Blue Underground release of 99 Women. And this is the limited edition with, I think it was limited to 2,000 copies. This film is the first of Franco's women in prison films. And it's a collaboration between Franco and Harry Alan Towers, produced in 1969. The film was produced during what I guess I would call downtime. They were shooting a film called The Girl from Rio, and they had like a week wait before the parade, Rio de Janeiro parade. And so rather than pay the staff, they decided to go ahead and try to shoot another film to be productive, and that's what you got here is 99 Women. This film signaled kind of a divergence for Franco from what I call esoteric surrealism to more just straight up sadistic, sadomasochistic type stuff that was going to go on in the 70s without all the surrealism. But it's still a Franco film, and Franco's stamp is on it, and you can clearly see that in a lot of the proceedings. It rises above your normal standard chicks and chains softcore porn film just because of the absurdity of some of the Franco settings. The centerpiece of the film is I guess it's a threesome. You could call it a threesome. Rosabella Neri and Harry Alan Towers' wife, Maria Rome, are in a scene with Herbert Lom. Herbert Lom plays Governor Santos, kind of the governor overseeing the prison, and he kind of uses the women as a fetish tool for his own sadistic fantasies. He gets to have a voyeuristic display as he gets to watch Rosabella Neri essentially rape Maria Rome. And what starts as a rape turns out to be a sensual love scene, which kind of gives it that Franco style, because you've got the sensual soft jazz music coupled with kind of the Franco crazy, blurry, out of focus and close-up type shots. That's really the centerpiece of the movie, is that scene with Herbert Lom kind of voyeuristically watching. And you kind of wonder whether that whole thing in this film was really kind of a excerpt from Harry Alan Towers' voyeuristic tendencies. I mean, the fact that Maria Rome, his wife, was the target of the torture makes you kind of wonder whether this is we're kind of playing to Harry Alan Towers' little private fantasies here or not. But it is a great scene, and the jazz score is perfect. It's very unsettling to have this soft, beautiful jazz score over top of what starts out as a rape scene. Also in this film, and she did a great job, was Mercedes McCambridge, plays the superintendent Thelma Diaz, and she's fantastic in this. She welds an iron stick, and she's very tough with the girls and that type of thing. She's outstanding in this. The film is really about what happens when absolute power corrupts. With people with given too much power and absolute authority, it tends to corrupt them, and it's in a way, I guess it's kind of once again another homage to fascism in an indirect way. But it's an excellent, campy, fun film. Is it the best women in prison or chicks in chains film? No, but it certainly is one of Franco's best, and I think it's right up there. I think this is a 7.5 out of 10 film, and for Franco fans, it's must viewing. Absolutely. The film was shot on the coast of Spain, and I think Andes, I can't pronounce the name of the place, but it's Alicante, Spain. A third of it, again, was shot during the break between when they were waiting for the Rio de Janeiro parade for the girl from Rio. So, I mean, it's an example of how quick and prolific a director Franco is in terms of his ability to just crank this stuff out. The film has, as with many of Franco's films, you've got multiple versions. You've got a U.S. version, which was released by, I believe, AIP, because one of the comments that was made about this was an AIP executive, a guy named Deke, forget his last name, but his first name was Deke. He basically called Franco up and said, if you release or direct something like this again, even though we have a contract with you, we're done. Our relationship is done. And about a week later, he tells Franco, you know what, everything is good. But what happened was, when the film hit the box office, Variety published the box office receipts, and 99 Women was on the top of the box office receipts. Huge hit. So obviously money talks when it comes to whether we're going to work with the director or not work with the director. Bruno Mattei apparently directed the X-rated portions of this. There was a French version that had about 10 minutes of X-rated scenes included in this. And Franco had nothing to do with that, but it was directed by Bruno Mattei. And it's the release has, so you've got the unrated director's cut, and then you've got the X-rated cut. May as well go ahead and show the back artwork too while I'm at it. Here's the reversible artwork. And then you've got a booklet by Stephen Thrower, a little write-up. And he's really probably the most knowledgeable exponent of Franco films that I'm aware of. This is a nice, solid, detailed review of the movie. And finally, you get a soundtrack, which I got to tell you, the soundtrack on this was excellent. Some of the songs on this there's kind of songs that aren't great, but they stick with you. Can't get them out of your head. And certainly the soft jazz portion of the music that was in some of these scenes is really excellent stuff. It's a crazy, crazy film. But those absurdities, I think, is what makes it rise above your standard softcore porn fare. I guess the best example of that would be in the final chase scene when they're trying to escape. A girl named Rosa is escaping with another male prisoner. They'd plotted this escape, and they get to this cave, and the male's telling Rosa, "Hey, your boyfriend didn't make it. He got killed in the escape." And so what's her reaction? Well, her reaction is to go ahead and have sex with him and just kind of fawn on him like some Playboy model. It's just so ludicrous. Some of the stuff that happens is so ludicrous. It's, it rises above your standard fare. And that's typical Jess Franco. The other thing I'd like to leave you with on this is that Fritz Lang once told Jess Franco that, I'm not a big fan of these erotic films, erotic cinema, but I like yours. I thought that was pretty funny. This release is outstanding from Blue Underground. I don't know that this is the limited edition with the X-rated version is, it's probably very expensive now, but quite honestly, I don't know that you need to get it. I watched both. The X-rated version has about 10 minutes of footage that's incongruously stuck in the middle of some scenes that don't mesh well with the rest of the film. You've got actors and actresses that these cutaways from the Franco film to these other scenes, it doesn't fit, and it's just very clinical, and it just looks out of character, quite honestly, with the rest of the film. So I don't. From my standpoint, if you have the alternative version that I think Cellular Terror talked about, you're fine. This is a 4K scan of the materials, and it looks good. The Blu-ray of the unrated director's cut and the Blu-ray of the X-rated version looks great. They've cleaned it up so much that it almost looks too good, too pristine. But I still think this is a 7.5 out of 10. The other features that you get on this is you get a 20-minute interview with Jess Franco talking about the film. You get a 20-minute, I guess it's 18, 19-minute commentary discussion from Stephen Thrower himself, and he's fantastic, as could be expected. You've got a theatrical trailer. You've got alternative deleted scenes. There's a Greek version that's out there that had about 5 or 10 minutes of footage that I guess they used to pad the runtime. Really didn't fit into the film at all, and I can see why it never made it to the alternative cuts, but it's there as well. So a pretty comprehensive release, and certainly for Franco fans, I think this is must viewing. So that is 99 Women, Blue Underground's limited edition release, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.